How's it going, guys? Hope you guys are having a great Saturday so far. My Saturday is going great. I just got done watching My Hero Academia Season 2, Episode 6, and I just gotta say, this season of My Hero Academia has just been amazing. I have thoroughly enjoyed it, and though that this episode in particular was not very action-heavy, it was more dialogue and conversations between characters, the action did start to ramp up a little bit more towards the end when we're starting the tournament arc of the UA Sports Festival, which I am very, very looking forward to because the matches that they have lined up are very, very interesting. But the majority of this episode actually pertains to conversations between Deku and Todoroki and Endeavor and All Might. And then a little bit like comedy in between, which I thought was very, very funny. And then, finding out about the final stage of this UA Sports Festival. So the first thing I want to talk about with this episode is the Endeavor and All Might conversation. And then I'll work my way into the Deku and Todoroki conversation because Endeavor, very cool design. I love the design of his hero character. It seems very cool. I love how the fire just breathes off of his suit and his face. It's just very, very cool. It seems like he has like a fire mustache and beard. Love the design, but throughout this conversation he's having with All Might, we learn more about his character because we've kind of been getting inklings from Todoroki and then maybe even a little bit of All Might here and there about, he's always been the number 2 hero when it comes to All Might. All Might has always been number 1 and Endeavor has been number 2. And we can definitely see that being number 2 irks this character to no end. He wants to be number 1 so bad, but you can tell that whenever he sees All Might, he's always angry and doesn't even want to talk to him. And this conversation, even though it is very short between these two characters, and All Might doing all that he can just to have a nice conversation with him, inviting him to go have some tea, Endeavor's not having it. And we learned that he's actually using Todoroki as a tool for his own gain. And the reason I'm saying this is, from what I got within this episode, Endeavor is using his son to try to surpass All Might. And we get some crucial information even with the Todoroki and Deku conversation because Endeavor has never been able to pass All Might. So his next best bet and his plan B to him not becoming the number 1 hero is actually having his son become the number 1 hero and surpassing All Might. And so we can kind of see that Endeavor doesn't view his son as a son. He views him as this tool to help him obtain this goal that has been out of reach for him for so long. And he's using Todoroki with his combined powers of fire and ice to surpass him, to surpass All Might and become the number 1 hero. So it's very interesting to know. And I can definitely see the split between Todoroki and Endeavor just from these conversations alone. But now I actually want to move into the Deku and Todoroki conversation because that one was very interesting of itself because it started out with a really lighthearted moment with Todoroki. It seems like he's starting to figure out how Deku has the similar power compared to All Might. And I love how he's looking at him, it's you have almost the same power as All Might. And as soon as he's about to, Deku thinks he's going to be saying, oh no, he knows I have his quirk. But no, Todoroki asks him straight up, "Are you the secret love child of All Might?" And I was laughing hysterically. I was like, oh my god, that is hilarious. And of course, we all know All Might can get any woman that he wants. He is the number 1 hero. He's probably had so many side girls we don't even know about. But All Might, I find that whole thing hilarious how Todoroki's like, "Yo, Deku, are you the secret love child or something? Because you have a very similar quirk compared to All Might. That might explain why he has this big interest in you." So I thought that was very funny. But then, besides that, Todoroki has more of a reason now, and this goes all the way back to the Endeavor conversation. Todoroki is driven to beat Deku, but also All Might. So if All Might has, this interest in Deku, Todoroki views them both as obstacles in his way. And of course, we know that he's being pushed by his dad Endeavor to be the number 1 hero, but there's this animosity between Todoroki and Endeavor to where Todoroki is willing to, surpass everyone, but without using his left side, his fire quirk ability. He just wants to rely on his ice powers, but the conversation takes a cool twist too, to where we actually come to learn about superpowered forced marriages. And I thought that this was the most interesting part of the conversation that took place. Expanded the world of My Hero Academia, and I saw this, I was like, oh, this is actually very, very interesting because Endeavor has this really powerful quirk of fire. He's got this cool design, and it seems that within the world of My Hero Academia, if you have 2 powerful quirks between 2 people, between a man and a woman, and they come together, form this forced marriage, kind of like, how certain marriages are kind of planned or the parents kind of force it upon children. It seems like it was that way because Endeavor had the power and the money, and he found someone with an equally powerful quirk to where they could create a child that had a combination of both of them. And I can definitely see that with Todoroki, where his father had the fire quirk and his mother had the ice quirk. They had a child. Todoroki was the result of that, and then he ended up actually obtaining both quirks from the father and mother and being both a fire and ice user. A little fire and ice Game of Thrones reference with his character, but I think that his overall quirk abilities is very, very cool. But besides the whole fire and ice Game of Thrones reference I get from this character, I also get a Zuko Avatar The Last Airbender feel from him, because I've seen it pop up a lot that a lot of people compare him to Zuko, you know, with that scar or that burn mark he has on his face. And I think they actually hint at within this episode how he obtained that scar. And because his mother does not like the marriage whatsoever and looks at Todoroki as this product that their father is basically just using to obtain his own goals, and they don't really view him as a son, which I think is very, very sad. But it seems that the wife sees Todoroki with this fire quirk and he's like, your left side is an abomination, and apparently threw boiled water in his face, and I think that's how he got his scar. If that's the case, that is totally fucked up, and like the mother is not a mother to Todoroki, and I feel so bad for Todoroki, and his character right now has skyrocketed, and like I've had an interest in him since season 1. Very cool design, he just had a very cool demeanor, but getting this backstory on his character and seeing why he's pushing himself to become #1, and what I got from it is that he doesn't want to just be a tool for his father. He wants to be his own individual person. He wants to be someone that is viewed as a person and not as someone's tool to obtain their own goals in life. He wants to live his own life. He wants to have his own goals, his own dreams, and, you know, pursue them in his own way. And right now, that animosity that he has comes from his old man pushing him to obtain the goals that Endeavor wasn't able to accomplish. So these two conversations that we got between Deku and Todoroki, but also All Might and Endeavor, were really, really good within this episode. And I know a lot of manga readers are probably just like watching this and like, this guy has no idea what's coming up. And I'm just super excited because this tournament right now of UA Sports Festival is absolutely amazing. Even the downtimes when conversations are just taking place, it builds upon the world of My Hero Academia in such a beautiful way and makes us look at these characters in a different light. Like Todoroki right now has just basically skyrocketed as a fan favorite for me. So besides those conversations that took place within this episode, we also got some good comedic moments as well. You know, we have the start of the tournament arc, but we have all the students returning from lunch, and all of the girls from class 1A are seen wearing cheerleading outfits, and this is all thanks to Mineta and Kaminari, the electric guy user. So we have Mineta and Kaminari telling the girls, you know, it's like, oh, Aizawa, their homeroom teacher, basically told them all of the girls had to wear the cheerleading outfits when they returned to the field. So they all put on these cheerleading outfits, realized that it was actually just a prank just to get them into these like sexy cheerleading outfits. And the girls right now are so angry with the guys. I was like laughing, and I'm not like upset by it because it's like, oh, they look pretty good in the cheerleading uniforms, but I love how just so upset Momo got. It's like, I made these suits for all of us for nothing. I thought that was pretty funny as well. But before the start of the tournament, we have two people actually withdraw from the overall tournament, and we have Ojiro and I think Shota, and the reason that they're disqualifying themselves is because of Shinzo. Now, Shinzo is a very mysterious character, and we don't really know what his quirk is, but I think we're starting to get hints at what his quirk ability might be. But the reason that Ojiro and Shota are disqualifying themselves is because of the fact that they feel like they didn't get there on their own merits. They don't remember what happened during the cavalry battle race, and they just look at Shinzo, it's like, what the hell did he do to us? So those two are gone. Two people now have taken their place. We have a vine hair girl with the green hair, and then we have Tetsu. And then we start getting into the matchups, and this is where I got a good laugh because we have Tetsu going up against Kirishima, the two mirrors of one another. I love how there's like, really? Like, we're not alike enough already, and they're going head to head in the first round. I was like, yo, that is awesome and so hilarious. I love that these two have such similar quirk abilities, and they're going at it in the tournament in the first round. So funny. But the other matchups that I'm really looking forward to seeing is, first off, first match of the tournament, Deku versus Shinzo. Now, I feel like I'm starting to understand what his quirk ability is. It seems like he's able to control people once they answer or talk to him, because he asks a question, and it seems that once Deku is able to answer, he's able to control his body, because right now he is frozen, and Shinzo right now is like, I won. So I'm very interested to see how Deku gets out of this predicament with Shinzo, and when we actually finally learn what it is that Shinzo's quirk ability turns out to be. I'm just guessing that it's going to be, taking over someone's body or being able to control someone when they answer a question that you give them. It's a very interesting quirk, but we'll find out officially in the next episode. But the other match that I'm really looking forward to is between Bakugo and Ochako. And I just gotta say, I feel so bad for Ochako right now. She is my best girl for this series right now. I love her overall character. And the fact that she has to go up against combustible, hot-tempered, hot-headed Bakugo, I'm like, oh man, I feel so bad for you, Ochako. But I'm really looking forward to that match because I feel like this is gonna be pushing Ochako's character to new heights. And I'm really looking forward to the matchup between Bakugo and Ochako. But also, we're also getting Ida and Mai. We have Tech going up against Speed, and I'm just really looking forward to see where this match is going to be going. And also, if Deku wins against Shinzo, he's going up against Todoroki next round if Todoroki wins his match. So much to look forward to. This episode, not very action-packed, but I loved the information that they gave us within this episode. The conversations were really good, and I'm just super hyped for this tournament of 16 combatants to start. Deku versus Shinzo, next episode. I'm super hyped. Anyway, guys, I want to hear your thoughts on this episode. What did you think of the conversations we got within this episode? Do you think that they were really important, or were you just like, get on to the action? And besides that, the action that we're going to be getting, what are you most looking forward to in the matches to come? Is it Deku and Shinzo? Is it Todoroki versus the person he's going up against? Bakugo and Ochako? Ida or Mai? Let me know your favorite matches that you are looking forward to within this tournament arc that we're about to be getting. And that's going to be it for this review. I am really looking forward to episode 7 of season 2 of My Hero Academia. This season has just been amazing ever since it started. It started off slow with that little recap episode just to get everyone reacquainted with everything. But since then, it's been fire, it's been awesome, and I just can't wait for the next episode. So until episode 7 comes out next week, I'll talk with you guys then. And remember, Plus Ultra. All right, guys, see you later.